Hey guys, it's Premises187 and I think it's time for an unboxing video. Geekbuying has sent me the Kugoo Kirin S4 e-scooter. So what I'm going to do is unbox this e-scooter and take you through the specs and features. I'm also going to talk about what I feel sets this apart from the average e-scooter. Then I'll put the S4 through its paces and see what it's all about. Very nice carbon bezel effect on that charger. We have an Asian plug and a UK plug provided. I'm seeing a lot of love and care going into the packaging of this. So here we have 6 bolts for assembling the Kirin S4 and the catch. Powering on, we're greeted by a huge display that shows you everything you could possibly need to know. It also has another great feature I've never seen on an e-scooter before. It's a bloody touchscreen. So here we have the button for the lights. We've got a nice long battery meter with a percentage reading, which is always good. Over here we have a battery voltage reading, which could be useful if you're trying to diagnose any problems. The set button lets you change between kilometers and miles per hour. We've got 3 different power modes, or riding modes, 1 being the most economical and 3 being the quickest. I'm going to be testing this on power level 3. We've got ourselves a bell over here on the left, and over to the right we've got our throttle. Over on the back we've got a reactive brake light. You pull that lever and we have a little disco on our hands. Sadly, the Kirin S4 only has a single rear disc brake, and also within the motor is an electronic braking unit, so all your braking is done from the back wheel. We're going to find out how well that works. I'm going to now talk about some of the features of the Kirin S4 that I feel make it stand out head and shoulders over your average e-scooter. The first thing I'd like to talk about is tyre size. The average tyre size on an e-scooter is 8 inches, while the Kirin S4 has 10 inches. Doesn't sound like a big difference, but let me tell you, the difference feels night and day when you're traveling over that rough terrain. As you saw there, 10 is far superior to 8, so I rest my case on that. Okay, and the motor, your average is 250 watt. The Kirin S4 is rocking a 350 watt motor. Now I'm not going to sit here and pretend you can feel 40% more power. You can feel around 20% more grunt on that 350 motor. What matters is it's there and it's appreciated. Moving on to battery, the Kirin S4 features a 10 amp hour battery. Now, Kirin claims you can get 40 kilometers out of this, and that's most likely going to happen if you're running eco mode on a flat surface. In my experience, I managed to get 25 kilometers out of the battery before it needed charging. And remember, I've mostly been running this on power mode 3, starting and stopping quite often, and also as well, I'm not a lightweight rider, so that certainly didn't help my numbers there. But regardless, I'm still very happy with 25 kilometers. I don't think I've managed to get that out of any other e-scooter I've ridden. Putting 25 kilometers into perspective, that would be from Buckingham Palace to Heathrow Airport, so it's nice to know that if I've got this bad boy charged up, I can possibly catch my flight on time. Okay, we're going to test the top speed and we're also going to test the brakes. The Kirin S4 is running on a single rear disc, and also it uses electronic braking on the rear wheel. I'm just going to smash the brakes once I reach top speed. Okay, that wasn't so bad, it stopped quite nicely. I still wish they put something on the front, and I'm wondering if we did that on a wet surface, how that might affect the braking, but overall that worked pretty well. Oh, and the top speed of 29 kilometers per hour, that's consistent with what I've always been getting on this. I've not been able to get more unless I'm going down a hill. Okay, I'm going to wrap up this video with my final thoughts of the Kugoo Kirin S4. So for the good stuff, I'm really liking the 10-inch inflatable tires. Really great for ride comfort. I'm liking the 350 watt motor, the large touchscreen display. It's got a good battery overall. It feels well put together. If it's anything like my other Kugoo Kirins that I own, it's gonna last. At £390, I feel that this is competitively priced. Kugoo Kirin claim this is a mid-range e-scooter, and I find that wholly believable. And here are some of the bad things. I feel that direct sunlight can make the dash a bit difficult to read, and also the single rear disc, but it seems to work alright. And as well, the 29 kilometers per hour top speed, despite the paperwork saying 35. Not a huge deal, but I guess there's going to be some speed junkies out there that might be a little bit disappointed by that. Or maybe it's just my model, I don't know. Maybe it's just the one that I received, who knows. Thank you very much for watching my review of the Kugoo Kirin S4. If you're interested in buying yourself one, be sure to check out the geekbuying link in the description. There's a discount code in there as well. There's two links down below there. There's one for the UK warehouse, and there's also a link for the European warehouse. And lastly guys, it's your responsibility to know whether or not it's legal to ride an e-scooter in your local area. So make sure you do a little bit of research before buying one, and as always, ride safe.